And hi to the wonderful Imogen. Thank you very much for coming on for a brief interview this morning to talk about hypnosis. So this is me, Nigel Edwards at UK Hypnosis and Coaching. And Imogen has come to me in the past for some hypnosis, and I'll hand you over to Imogen. So first of all, welcome, and thank you very much for agreeing to this interview. So first of all, would you like to expand upon what you aimed to get from the hypnotherapy sessions with me?
Yeah, sure. So I originally came to you around some kind of sleep disturbances and troubles that I was having, and really around kind of brief experiences of insomnia, which were really difficult for me, and that I'd sort of always slept really well my whole life, as far as I could remember, and was sort of therefore struggling really with the change of that, and also kind of quite anxiousness around it in the daytime. And I felt it was getting to a state that felt unmanageable for me, and I didn't really have any tools to try and take me through it. And I was just finding the whole experience very kind of anxiety inducing, and it was quite new to me. So it was really impacting on my daily life and my work life and kind of general emotions. So that was really what brought me to your sessions. But I think subsequently I've come to you for sort of a million different things on lots of different topics. So I think we've also had sessions on some kind of family and childhood experiences that I was holding quite a lot of emotions on, as well as difficulties with my partner being away in the forces, and quite a lot of anxiousness and fear around that. So I would say coming to your sessions is always like my go-to when I'm really struggling and I need some more tools. So yeah, you've been brilliant on a range of different things for me.
Good. Okay. And how did you find the actual process of hypnosis for somebody who hasn't perhaps done hypnosis before? Is it a easy thing to go through, or what was your experience?
For me it was. So I had been hypnotized maybe once or twice before when I was much younger, and dealing with some like panicky attack anxiety stuff around studying. So I knew, and that it helped me then. And so I guess like I really trusted in the process. So I think there's something about coming to it with kind of really openness and sort of trusting that it could work for you, or being open to the fact that it could work for you.
Yes.
I think for me made it really easy. And I think we discussed quite a lot how I'm I think some people are more hypnotizable than others, and I think I'm probably more on the sort of suggestible scale. So I guess that helps. But I found the process very actually quite easy and like generally quite relaxing. So I quite enjoy the process actually.
And some techniques that I've given you to use, have you found those to be useful after the sessions?
Yeah, so definitely my partner and I, he's also had some sessions with you. We often talk about the different ones that we use between us, and I think I've found some of the like coloured emotion work quite pretty good. And I think why I think the tools that you give me work really well are that you always explain the kind of science behind it, and that really helps me sort of contextualize and rationalize it all, and therefore feel quite confident in them. So I definitely use them, but I actually probably use self-hypnosis more than some of the other tools. So things like tapping and things I used for a bit when I was really, really anxious. I haven't sort of gravitated to that so much, but self-hypnosis is something I've been working on quite a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Brilliant. We all have our favorite techniques. So you've got to find what works best for you. That's brilliant. And for the outcomes from the process, how's that changed you? How have you felt differently and better about things?
So I think maybe if I talk about the sleep bit first, it's like really changed. So it completely changed my, I guess, emotional state about it. So it made me far less anxious about kind of the impact or what ifs of if I didn't sleep, and made me sort of much more centered and calm about it. So it's sort of been a long process where I go back to your recordings as well that you've done on kind of sleep. So I revisit them if I'm ever kind of having turbulent times with it. And it's just to like bring me back down. I can only ever describe it as like, I feel like I'm always up here on, if I'm really struggling, like an energy level of like really sort of crazy, too much anxiousness. I find that the work that we've done has always like brought me back down to level and centered, as to like so I'm sort of calm and in control again.
Yes.
And then can kind of take the steps I need to. Whereas when you're sort of operating at this really like anxious level, you just can't see through it. And I think all the sessions you've given me this ability to like come back down, be positive and calm, and then take the next step. So it's like very much about, I guess, it sort of emotionally brings me down at like a level in a nice kind of balanced way.
Yes.
And then I can act and make positive changes. So the sleep stuff was really transformational for me because I'd really tried everything. And, you try yoga and you try going to sleep at this time and doing this, and all those kind of things are important, but it didn't solve the fundamental like subconscious thing that was going on for me. And hypnosis seems to be the really powerful way for me to like tap into the subconscious to bring me back to where I feel like I'm in control again. So I guess it's definitely, in terms of the family stuff, was really helpful for me in like releasing some of the stuff I was holding on. Sort of childhood things. I found that very transformational in that you don't always notice it immediately, but you kind of then see the workings of it in your daily life sort of further down the line. So it's both like an immediate thing and then a longer term effect as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that. Any final words on hypnosis and the benefits?
Freshen out.
Putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, I guess just if people are thinking about it but aren't sure, like just to give it a go. And like I know that there's scales of how well people respond to it, but I found it so comforting to have something I know I can turn to when I am really struggling, and then you can like see the effects later down the line. I think is really yeah. I mean, it's for some people like you do need medication for sleep problems and anxiety and things, and not to say that you shouldn't do that, but there's something about like I found really powerful of like working on subconscious thought patterns and things that sort of unlocks a different level of it. I can't really explain it.
That's it. Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. That's a really good a good outcome. And thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. This really helps for other people to get an idea of the process and what to expect. And I'm very grateful to you for doing that, Imogen. Thank you so much indeed.
Oh,
sign off there. Thank you very much. All right.